The fear currently being felt across this nation is palpable. Millions, including pensioners, are worried that they will freeze or starve in their homes. In the fifth richest country, how has this injustice been allowed to happen? But this is the position so many face due to political choices taken in this House. Shamefully, figures show that 1 in 5 pensioners in the UK are living in poverty. And 1.3 million retirees are undernourished, and 25,000 die each year due to the cold weather. Food and energy bills are rising at the highest rates in 30 years. It's immoral that the government has chosen this moment to force through a real terms cut to the state pension of £388 this year. A state pensioning member which is already one of the least supportive by international comparison. In November, I asked the Minister what impact assessments has the Department for Work and Pensions made on scrapping the triple lock, and on how many more pensioners in Liverpool West Derby will be living in poverty, unable to afford food as a result. I wasn't given an answer then, so I ask again on their behalf what impact assessment has been made. I would like to touch on the impact of the cost of living crisis on the 5,360 women in Liverpool West Derby constituency who were affected by the changes made to the women's state pension age by the Pensions Act 1995. And within this, the 4,000 who were also further affected by the 2011 Pensions Act, which accelerated the increases to ages 65 and 66. It is clear from the correspondence I have received and from speaking to people in our area just how much hurt has been caused by the actions of the DWP, as women who are paying in with the expectation of a set retirement date had that taken away from them without proper notice. I give way.
I'm grateful.
Well, I'm giving him an extra minute anyway. I'm grateful for him letting me intervene. I noticed he jumped through the 13 years of the Labour government on state pension age increases when the same policy was done, including a Pensions Act which raised state pension. And with great respect, this government and the coalition government have increased state pension exactly in line with the policies of the Labour government for the last 13 years they were in power. There's no difference.
Well, thank you for that intervention, and I'll go on to the full restitution in a second, Minister. The harm caused by this situation goes beyond just financial matters. Many women who are facing this unjust situation have faced huge disruption to their lives, their well-being, their work and their plans for themselves and their families. Now the cost of living crisis has worsened this dire situation even further. I would like to read out some of the correspondence I've received from women affected. As a single parent with a dependent child and caring for elderly parents, it was terrible to discover the huge financial loss caused by the government removing my state pension for 6 years with no notice. Near destitution was the result, despite me and my employees paying national insurance contributions for 45 years. Another email I received said, I, like millions of other 50s women, never received an official letter from the state informing me that the pension age was changing and allowing me time to build up a private pension, which I never had. All my money went towards paying a mortgage as no council houses were ever available. Rightly or wrongly, I chose not to work when my children were born so that I could spend as much time with them as possible while they were young. My plans for the future were to retire at 60 and finally spend time with my mother, time that my siblings and I never had growing up, as she was always working. The government robbed me, not just financially, but in so many other ways. It is unacceptable that the government has so far refused to act to right this wrong. And I would urge members across all sides of this House to support my early day motion 906 on providing a full financial restitution to women born in the 1950s. Mr Deputy Speaker, pensioner poverty is a political choice, fuel poverty is a political choice, and hunger is a political choice, all choices made by this government, and could be reversed if the benches opposite had the political will to do so. Let's hope they start this week with the Chancellor's spring statement. Thank you.